Hey guys, and welcome into a journey to dancer pose. So if you're a beginner and this is a pose that you've been working on or want to work towards, today we're going to go through some techniques that will help you get there. Again, like any other poses, it's always about consistency and practice. So for our dancer's pose, the main thing that we need to work on is our balance, especially when it comes to standing on one leg, shoulder flexibility, and as well as flexibility down the hips and the quads. So we're going to work through those areas today. So you're going to need a strap, so something not stretchy, doesn't have to be an actual yoga strap, but anything that you can find at home that's going to help you. And we'll just start seated, rolling the shoulders back, bringing the palms facing up and closing the eyes. As we start to bring our awareness and our attention to the present moment. As we start to deepen the breath, starting to elongate the inhales and the exhales. As we feel the breath flowing in and out of our body, like a soft, gentle wave. Feeling the sitting bones grounded into the earth. And imagine the spine growing taller with every inhale, feeling the crown of the head lift tall towards the ceiling. Allowing the shoulders to droop down and into the frame of the body. And softening in the face, the jaw, like a soft, gentle wave is washing over us with every breath. Remembering the power of our breath throughout the practice. And when we're releasing tension from the body and the mind, the breath is our number one assistant to help us get there and to help that happen. And open up the eyes. Taking hold of your strap, I'm going to take some shoulder rolls or shoulder flossing, whatever you might have heard it be called before, making sure that the arms are completely straight. Inhale to reach up, exhale back. Now if the arms are starting to bend, it might mean that you need to adjust your strap so that your hands are wider, and if it's too easy then maybe you need to bring them a bit closer together. Inhale up, and not using any flexibility from the spine, we want it all from the shoulders, and exhale down. Moving with the breath, inhale, exhale back, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, and try and find that sweet spot in your shoulders. So the part that feels the most tension, and you're going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, using your strap to adjust you down to the side. So that bottom hand is pulling that top hand further round to the back of your head. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. So your shoulders might be feeling very awake and alive right now. Inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, and then relax your strap. Bring your hands together, interlace the fingers, making some circles with the wrists in one direction. And then in the other direction. And then bringing the hands to the knees, and we're going to make some circles with the torso. So inhaling, you're arching to come forward, and then exhale, round chin to chest. So making these movements as small or big as you like, but keeping the sitting bones down on the floor, so trying not to lift them up. And we're just trying to create like a fluid movement with the upper body. It might feel a bit funny at first, kind of dancing our way through the movement, just releasing any tension. Like I said, we need flexibility in the upper body for this pose. So we're just trying to warm up all the muscles, changing direction, moving with the breath, allowing the breath to guide the movement as always, and moving at your own pace. Good. And then back to center and come onto tabletop. Bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then stretching the arms forward, bringing either the forehead or the chin to the floor in your puppy pose, trying to keep the hips stacked over the knees, feeling the opening in the shoulders, feeling the opening in the chest and the collarbones and the heart space. Deepening the breaths, so feeling the rib cage expand with every inhale. And we're going to hold this for another 5 breaths, so you can close the eyes and try to get as relaxed as possible, ensuring to deepen the breath. Good. Bringing the hands back towards you. That might have felt like quite a tense opening for the beginning of the practice. And then pushing the floor away, taking an angry cat to counter stretch, looking to the belly, tucking the tailbone in, letting the neck just round. And then back to your neutral spine, and then you're going to step your left foot in between the hands and then walk the foot to the outer edge of the mat so that the hands are under the shoulders and you're in this lizard pose. Tucking the back toe, lifting the knee up and just starting to rock forward and back. Opening in the left hip flexor. You'll also be feeling it maybe in the right too. And then dropping that back knee down and just holding here for another 3 breaths. And you can just take any movement that feels good, or you can just be still here. I quite like rocking side to side, just allowing it to open. And this next part, you might want to use your strap, depending on how open you already are in your quads. So, keeping the right hand down on the floor, you're going to open in the left, so you're twisting and looking back towards the left hand. And then you're going to kick that back foot towards the hand. If you have some pain under the knee, you can put a blanket or fold the mat underneath to support you. Looking back, and then you want to try and grab the foot or even the ankle in the hand. If this isn't available to you, then this is where your strap will be really helpful. You can just place it around the foot and draw it in towards you, and just work using the exhale to drop it towards you deeper. It's a bit of a double whammy stretch here because you're working 2 things at the same time, so it can feel quite intense, so just be sure to use the breath as you draw that foot closer. And then release either the strap or your hand, and then bring that foot back and just find a restorative child's pose for a few breaths. And then coming up, and we'll work on the other side. So bringing that right foot in between the hands and then walking it out to the side, bringing the palms down, tucking that back toe, lifting the knee, and just start to rock forward and back. Then dropping that back knee down and holding your lizard here for a couple of breaths, and you can take any variation that you want, rocking side to side, maybe coming down to the elbows. And then keeping the left hand down on the floor, that right hand comes all the way back to a twist, looking back towards the fingers. And then kicking the back left heel towards the foot, and either using your strap or your hand to get hold of the ankle or the foot. Breathing here. Maybe working with some movement with the breath as you exhale, you draw that foot closer towards you. And then slowly release. Try not to let the leg just collapse into the floor. Try to do it slowly. And then bring that foot back and take a nice child's pose. And then coming forward, and we're going to come to lie down on our belly. And we're going to work through some cobra rolls. So bringing the feet so that they meet the corners of the mat, and the fingertips coming just away from the shoulders, just out in front of you, just out, slightly more out to the side than your mat. And our cobra rolls, we want to move our head and our neck the last, and it's a nice spinal gentle wave. So we also want to engage in our glutes to protect the lower back. So as you can see, I'm inhaling, I'm waving up, exhale, waving down, my elbows are staying bent. Inhale, exhale. So it's also the strength in my spine that's helping me to lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale down, and bring the lower arms to the mat, spreading the fingers, finding a Sphinx pose, rolling the shoulders back, and bringing the chest forward between the arms. And then you're going to kick the left heel towards you, and then see if you can rotate that left arm back to get the heel. And maybe this looks like this for you, which is fine. And you can see this is sort of a laying down version of our dancer pose. So just kind of feeling into that. And what we're actually going to practice, instead of bringing the leg in towards us, I want you to practice kicking it away. So you have the foot from the inside, and the thumb is at the ball of your foot and the fingers around the top, and you're kicking that foot away, and as it kicks away, your chest elevates and lifts off the floor. Good, and the right hand, the right arm and the right leg is firm into the mat, so it's staying grounded, and as you kick away you feel that lift. Now this is effectively what you're going to be doing in your dancer's pose, but you're doing it standing. So feeling that lift, breathe for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bringing the forehead down on the hands and just shifting the hips side to side. And coming up onto the forearms again, and we'll do that on the other side. So finding your Sphinx pose, kicking the right foot towards you, right hand rotates, taking hold of the inside, thumb to the sole of the foot, and then practicing that kicking back sensation. So kicking and then relaxing, kicking and relaxing. Again, engaging in your glutes so that you're not using all the flexibility from your lower back. You want to be feeling it in the chest and the shoulders. And then kicking it back, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bringing the head down to the hands and just shifting out side to side. Okay, and then coming up into tabletop. Taking a downward facing dog, looking up towards the belly, sending the hips up and back, and just start to pedal out the feet up and down. Keeping the legs nice and straight now. Heels are coming down towards the mat. And then start to walk your feet up towards your hands in a fold. Taking hold of opposite elbows and just swaying side to side. Keeping a slight bend in the knees if you like. Shaking out the head. And then slowly coming all the way up to standing. Head and the neck come the last. And we'll now take a short sequence on each side to warm up the body before coming into our dancer. So practicing our balance, rooting the right foot down on the floor, lifting the left foot up into your tree Vrikshasana pose. So you have an option to stay with the foot on the shin. And if this is a pose that you practice often, you can also challenge the balance and bring the foot to the inner thigh. So taking whichever option works for you with your palms into heart center, either staying here or lifting the arms all the way up towards the sky, fingertips reaching up, finding length. Breathing here, everything is strong and stable. If you fall out, it doesn't matter, you just come back in. Working with our drishti, with our gaze, to find our focal point on our balance. And then bringing the hands down, bringing the hands to the hips and lifting the knee up towards you. So the left knee is lifted, and here you can bring your arms out to the side like an aeroplane, which I don't have much space for here. And then as you exhale, you're going to find your warrior 3. So the chest lifts down towards the floor, left leg lifts up. And we're going to flow through this 3 times. So we inhale up. Exhale, kick back. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips because I don't have space for aeroplane arms. Inhale up. Exhale, kick back. Inhale up. Exhale, kick back. From here, challenging yourself. So bending that front right leg, left leg reaches all the way back. So you're in a nice high lunge. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, open and cactus the arms. Weight is even in the feet. Inhale up and lengthen. Exhale, open. One more. Inhale up and lengthen. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, rotating into warrior 2. Looking forward, front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. And then crossing right arm over the left and finding your eagle arms. So maybe the palms are coming together, maybe they don't reach and you're more in a back-to-back hand position, and that's fine. Drawing those elbows away from you and bringing them to chin level, looking towards the arms and keeping that bend in that front leg. So keeping the legs in your warrior 2 stance. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Stretching the arms out and finally straightening in that front leg. That might feel good to finally straighten it. And that back foot is going to come closer to the front, finding your Trikonasana. Reaching the arms out long, lifting the knees to engage the quads. Exhale, reach forward and down towards the floor. Maybe the hand just stays here on the shin, or maybe towards the ankle. Maybe you're able to grab the big toe with the peace fingers, but looking up towards that left hand. Keep opening in that top shoulder. And then as you exhale, that top hand is going to come all the way back and round, as if you're trying to get hold of the right inner thigh. Keep twisting open. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, relax. Maybe shake out the legs. Have a sip of water if you need. And then we'll get going on the same poses on the other side. And then we'll finally start our dancer. So now we're going to root through our left foot, coming into our tree pose. Maybe this side feels different for you. Maybe you need to change the variation up. That's fine. So taking whichever variation works for you, either foot to shin or to inner thigh, bringing the palms together in heart center. And then, if it's possible, lifting them up. If this is a very new pose for you, then you can just keep the hands wherever works for you. Breathing as you find length. Imagining roots at the bottom of your left foot, keeping you rooted down on the floor and connected to the earth. And then bring the hands to the hips. Right knee lifts up, 90 degrees. And then we're going to exhale, warrior three. Taking any arm variation that works for you. Maybe you want to bring them out to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, kick back. Inhale up. Exhale, kick back. Bend the left knee. Find your high lunge. Bring the arms up high. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, open the chest, cactus the arms. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open, warrior two. Heel to arch alignment, looking forward over the left fingers. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to straighten. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Finally, straightening in that front leg. Stepping the back foot in, preparing for Trikonasana. Bringing the arms out to the side. Inhale to reach forward, lift the knees, engage the quads. Exhale, reaching down, looking up towards the right fingers. Continuously rotating that right hip and right shoulder back. Breathing here. And then exhale, wrapping that right hand all the way back. Round the lower back or towards the left thigh. Rotating the right shoulder back. And then slowly working your way all the way back up to standing and shaking the legs out. And now it's time to work on our dancer pose. So you can start whichever way makes you comfortable. I'm going to start on my right leg because that's usually my best leg. So if you're practicing, then maybe start on whichever one is easier for you. And you're going to root it down into the ground. Just using those same balancing skills. So finding our gaze, our drishti, at something that's not moving in the room. Bringing our awareness to our breath. Grounding all four corners of the foot on the floor. And then lifting the left leg up towards you. Taking it from the inside, just like we did in that floor position that we did earlier in our cobra. Then the right hand is going to come out in front of you. And this is basically your beginner's dancer's pose. So if you're in this, then you're already doing great, and this may be enough for where you want to start. If you want to take it further, you experiment just by kicking the foot into the hand, and as you do, the chest starts to draw down and forward, looking forward towards the front hand. And maybe you fall out when you find your limit. So you'll find the limit to this pose. Basically, it's the deepest variation that you can possibly do without falling out or hurting yourself. So experiment with finding that for yourself. And remember, it's just constantly about finding that kind of scale. So as the back leg lifts up, the chest draws down. And constantly kicking the leg up and back. And try not to open in the hip. You want to keep the hips square. Breathing here in whichever your variation is. Try to keep that standing leg straight. If you wobble, it's fine. You could even use a wall to help you if you need. Breathe. And just practice this a couple of times. And if you want to pause this and continue practicing on this side, then you can. And then I'm going to practice on my other side. So try to give as much time on your bad side, if you have a bad side, as you did on your good side, because it's usual that if we're starting with the good side, we get a bit lazy on the second round. So try to use the same drills, the same practice, and dedicate the same amount of practice as you did on the other side. So I'm wobbling and falling out, which is all good. And just taking your time to go through this a few times, and maybe pausing this video and working through whichever variations that you're working on in whichever level that you are currently on. And now you should have practiced both sides. So we'll just take a nice child's pose to allow the body and the breath to just come down and relax. And then we're going to come to lying down. On your back. And just bringing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a big hug. Taking some nice circles on the lower back. And then opening the arms and just letting the legs draw side to side. All the way down, twisting left and then right. And then lying down in your Shavasana, closing down the eyes. The most important part of the practice, if you ask me, is to take these couple of minutes and dedicate this time to just being present in the moment and trying not to rush through this part or think, oh, okay, my practice is done. Sometimes the things that we resist doing are actually the things that we need the most. And these few moments of stillness, practiced regularly or daily even, can really have a huge impact on our thoughts and our actions on a day-to-day basis. So I really encourage you to maybe put on some relaxing music and spend some time here just to be, or maybe just being in the silence. Taking as long as you need here. And from me, namaste, and I will see you next time.